It's Friday night, time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Ready, let's make a plan. Planners and office supplies in hand. Honey half-season whimsy arrows, crafting magic like true heroes. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Doodads and gumballs, let's create a join the club where we live our dream. So grab your scissors and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers, got a list. In this crafty paradise, our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper so smooth and buttery. Scrapture Cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? Gather round, it's Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers, got a list. In this crafty paradise, our dreams coexist. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper so smooth and buttery. Scrapture Cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show?
Hello, and welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club. And welcome to the back of my RV and my little craft space back here. Take a seat, get comfy. Do you have your jammies on? Do you have something to sip? Do you have something to craft with? I am so happy to see your little faces. I was sitting here looking at all of the little faces in the chat room. I never know who's going to show up. We just snap on the camera and hope people are going to be here. Especially when I schedule late night crafty clubs and then I can't show up for them. Oh my goodness. How horrible of a hostess am I that I scheduled one for the 20th. I even marked it. And then I told you guys that it was on the calendar and then I had to reschedule. But I did such a poor job of telling you I had to reschedule. So I am so sorry. I'm sorry if you came to my channel expecting to be here last Friday and I wasn't here. But I will explain. I'll explain so that there you have some context. I was just not being purely rude. I was just being a little rude. I was inadvertently rude. Unintentionally rude. How about that? Well, let's say hi to our friends. First things first, right? Let's not be completely, totally rude. So hi, Miss Bethany. Hello, Miss Julianne. Hello, Denise. Hello, Chris. And your sweet wife who has a tummy ache. But hello, Miss Janice. Hello, Miss Penny. Hi, Sherry Susan. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Heather. Hello. Oh, look, we got three. I just noticed. Do we have two? Two, three. Well, it was kind of Pennsylvania girls. Hello, Miss Kathleen. Good to see you. Hello, Miss Penny. Hi, Melanie. Melanie, I'm showing my geographical ignorance. What does PEI stand for? Because you've got your little Canadian flag waving, but I don't know what I've never seen PEI. So I'd like to know what that means. Hope, hello, 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 Shauna. Hello, Miss Sharon. Hello, Jill Ann. Hello, Tamara. Yo-Yo Finds. I love that name. Share with me your real name, if you don't mind. So I'm going to write it down. I got my little notebook. Or you can keep your super secret YouTube name. You don't have to disclose your name, but if you'd like to, I will be writing it down tonight. Hello, Tamara. Welcome. Everyone say hi to Tamara. She says that she's new here. We like to welcome our newbies, our new friends. Yo-Yo Finds, if you're new, let us know that too, because we'd like to everybody dogpile on our new friends, right? I mean, if you're an introvert, though, you probably politely dogpile. Ask permission to dogpile. Hello, Miss Crafty Darlene. Good to see you. Hello, Lee. Happy Friday to you. Hello, Lacey in Nova Scotia. Miss Virtue. It has been a long while. I know that you've been in the chat room many, many times. Hello, hello. Please remind me. I have a name in my mind. I have a name in my mind that belongs to you, but I don't know. I would be embarrassed if I was wrong, so I'll keep it to myself. Tamara wishes everyone a happy new year. Same to you. Hello, Miss Starless. Hello, Miss Jamie Rose. Hello, Miss Bren. Hello, Miss Wendy. Hi, Kathy Dotson. Hi, Lisa. G'day, she says. Lisa, I always forget that you are down under. I need to get that clear. I have quite a few of you Aussie girls, and it's such a treat that you guys make a point of showing up when I know that you are in a completely different day, let alone time zone, but you're in a different day and you still make time to show up. I appreciate that. Hello, Miss Shauna. Hello, Miss Diana. So hello to Miss Anna. Hi, Annie. Hi, Miss Dawn up there in snowy Canada. Hello, Miss Deborah. There's Miss Brenda in Florida. Let's see. There's Chris telling me about Miss Janice, but I happened to see it earlier, so I was able to see it. Thank you, Miss Kathleen. Do the jammies look familiar? If you have been with me since the very beginning of the Late Night Crafty Club, you might, and you have an excellent memory. These pajamas have a little history to them. These are actually the pajamas I wore in my very, very first Late Night Crafty Club episode. Also, just warning you, I noticed that we're using our Starlink. We don't have a hardwired connection. So you might get a little bit of a scratchy connection. It might not be a perfect connection. So I'm just warning you. I just got a big warning across my screen from YouTube. You're not receiving enough video. So I assume that I might be pixelated throughout, and I apologize for that. I wish we are working on that. We have been trying to get a hard connection, so hopefully that will happen soon. So, but anyway, these are my jammies. So these are about 9 years old. And they have spent most of their life in storage. So that's why they look so nice. I've hardly got to wear them really, other than that initial time that I had them. They just spend a lot of their time in storage. So let's see here. Let me go back to saying hello. Kathleen mentioned my PJs. I just wanted to share that. Hello, Miss Shelley. Hello, Miss Shelley K. Julianne, hello to you. Thank you very much for all the sweet comments about my hair. Hello, Miss Annabelle. Hello, Miss Betsy. Melanie, thank you very much. Yes. All you had to say was Prince Edward Island, and everybody here would know what cute little redhead used to. Well, she lived there. Well, fictitiously lived there, but we all know that was always been a little fantasy of mine was to go there. So, thank you for letting me know. Clearing that up. Now I know. What a lovely place to live. Uh, and let's see, Living for Jesus. Happy Crafty Friday, Corey and friends. She says, if you want to share with me your name, I can greet you by name. You don't have to, but that way I can say hello. Hi, Miss Jenny Pierce. Jenny says she's from England. Hello, Miss Jenny across the pond. Welcome, oh, welcome. Jenny, I'm going to make a note. I have a little notebook here. I'm going to designate it for the Late Night Crafty Club. So when you show up, I will make little notes for some of you that are new, and I can remember because I like to try to lock it in. And sometimes my memory is really good, and I can remember. I can shockingly I can remember stuff like this, but then other times I'll be searching for a common word and then we all play the game. Guess what Corey's trying to remember? So, hello, Miss Joanne. Hi, Benita. You just heard my story about my 9-year-old PJs, and I don't even remember anymore where I got them. More than likely, they came from J.C. Penney at the time. Let's see here. Going down my list. Hi, Miss Margaret. She says her middle name is Virtue. How sweet. Margaret, that feels like such a pilgrim name. And I know you're from Massachusetts, so doesn't that feel like so that feels so appropriate. How that's adorable. I love that. Hi, Miss Deborah. She's from Spring Hill, Tennessee. Okay, there we go. Miss Virtue is also in London. And Patience is her name. Okay. See, I do remember you being here before. So, but see, I remembered. It's hard to forget a name like Miss Virtue. So another girl across the pond. So we probably have about 2 or 3 girls who join us from the UK on a Friday night. So it's lovely. Hello, Miss Holly Angel. Hello. Let me see if I got anybody else. Hello, Miss Gail. I see you. Hello, Miss Victoria. There you go. Let's see. She's having her baby. I mean, Victoria's daughter is having a baby. She's having a baby. We'll watch again tomorrow. Okay, bye, Victoria. Good to see you. Cheryl H. Cheryl, I know you. Okay, I know your last name too. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so now I know your super secret YouTube name. You've been outed. Okay, and then we have I'm sorry, Lavidia. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. Lavidia Edwards. Hello from Nashville, Tennessee. I think you're new, and I'm so happy to see you. Everyone say hi to Lavidia. Hopefully I am saying your name right. And hello, Miss Connie. You just got off from work? We're happy to see you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, are you guys ready? Hi, Justine from Down Under. Okay. We got stuff to craft. We got stuff to craft. Also, if you want to join in and you're not feeling in a crafty mood, but maybe you're feeling like you're in a self-care mood, maybe you want to light a candle, do a face mask, slip your feet into like a nice little bath, like do a little soak. There is nothing that says you have to craft. It is the Late Night Crafty Club, but I am also I'm a skincare girl. I love skincare. I love doing the self-care stuff. So don't be afraid to do that. You can always do that while I'm doing this. I know a lot of you are pretty tired by Friday because you've, been out working. So I have been meaning to say that. So please know that Crafty Club can also be the self-care club. Definitely feel like you could do that. I'm giving you permission to spoil yourself on one of our meeting nights, okay? So where it says crafty, just substitute that with like spa. So Hi, Miss Katie. Good to see you. Is it cold where you are? Justine asks. It is not as cold as I wish it was. Hello, Miss Erica. I wish it was colder, like where Dawn and Chris live. That's how cold I wish it was. But yeah, it is. Yes, I know. I had to keep the heat off in the back of the RV, so no heat back here. Finally gave me the ability to wear some flannels. So here we are. So it is freebie night. It is freebie night. So I have something for you guys. It is late night cozy spa night. Thank you, Chris. That is exactly the name I want for that. It is late night cozy spa night. So there you go, Bethany. She's totally down with the self-care facial tonight. So girls, and Chris, if you are not feeling in a crafty mood, go fetch yourself like a facial mask. Get yourself a little tub of hot water, slip your little toesies in it, and do that while I'm doing this because that's a good idea too. All right. Can you see this in the background? This is my lovely new freebie for you. I just wanted to show you that I am displaying mine. So I'm going to slip it out of its little holder and do a top down. This is tonight's freebie. Oh, so everybody who's showing up tonight in the live is going to get a link. The link is posted. I see it right now. So there's a link in the chat room right now for this lovely little classic happy planner sized. It's set up to look like a little magazine cover. So you can use it as like if you have a classic happy planner, you could use it as a cover for it. Along with like a little, 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, I should have had this ready to demonstrate, but if you have a classic happy planner, okay, this is the wrong size. Okay, this probably wasn't the right example, but I don't have all my stuff, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so just pretend that this is a classic happy planner. So anyway, this is what it would look like if you wanted to use it as a planner cover. You could also use it on a notebook. You could use it on a full-size planner and just paste it like in the center of your regular cover and just use it like a giant embellishment. And you could also use it as an art print. So this is your cool freebie tonight. And it was good thank you for joining us, Jenny. So this is we are calling in our best year yet, right? That is what is ahead of us, hopefully. And so we're celebrating 2025 ahead of us. So this is waiting for you that you can click that link. Jenny, click that link before you go. And click the link, download it, and it is yours. If you are watching this as a replay, this will be available in our store. It is always available. So what I'm doing is trying to offer a freebie for attendees of my live show for at least one of my live shows every month. And that same product will end up going into the store. So if you really love it, you could get it on later, but I made this for you guys. And I love it so much. So anyway, that is it. That is our freebie tonight. I will use it in good health. But it is just a reminder of the new year ahead. I know a lot of us are thinking about our word of the year and all that, the fun stuff. I know I have something very exciting. I'm going to be your ad tonight. We didn't have the little fun little ad commercials that we run at the front. We're not running ads through the live stream like sometimes streamers do. I try to be my own advertising. If you watch the replay, we do turn the advertising on, so you do get to watch the fun ads that YouTube throws at you so that we can make some pennies. But I do have a fun ad to do live for you because I have something I have been working every single minute of my life on. And I finally have it perfected, pretty much. So this is what I was going to be sharing with you tonight, very briefly, as a quick little promo. But I will be doing that shortly. So I just want to let you know it's freebie night. That's what we're going to be giving away. I have shared it with you. I've talked about the reschedule. I'm going to share with you my little 3-day journey that it took us to get here. And I have the cards I made last time, which were so fun. What I know it feels like it was so long ago. I feel like so much happened between the last time I had a Late Night Crafty Club and now. But the little Ernie and my Tivoli Gardens. Now, for some reason, I'm blanking on this guy's name. The Tivoli Gardens guard, or he's not a guard, but he kind of reminds me of it. Legars. I had a whole story for this guy, and then it turns out he's probably just a really nice guy who's like Tivoli Gardens has actually, I looked into this after the show, so I looked really spent time researching it after the Late Night Crafty Club. Tivoli Gardens is actually the oldest amusement park in the world in history. It was created in 1843, I think. 1843? So it's really old. It actually inspired Walt Disney, believe it or not. In fact, there's actually been different bids in history to purchase it, but the good people of Denmark are like, absolutely not. This is ours. Thou shalt not have it. So I still stand by my position that it doesn't sound very Denmarkish, Tivoli Gardens. It does sound very Italian. So I didn't get into like who owned it and who started it and what it was. I don't remember any of that part of it, but it has a very long history. And so it was very interesting that this guy, this picture that I found, we did some investigation. We did some serious Nancy Drew footwork and discovered who the guy in my card was. Now, let me just refresh your little faces. Let me refresh your memories of what I am talking about. This is the card in question. This is our Tivoli guy. It was teamwork that really helped us solve the mystery, because you have to really look at his hat to figure out what it says, and that's where we got our clue. He is just from this photograph that I cut out from Tim Holtz of all people, and he looks so dapper, but he ended up being from this place called Tivoli Gardens. Look into it, you'll see what I mean. So I can't remember, I gave him a name, I'm blanking on what it was, but here we have Ernie. Ernie ended up having quite the backstory. Worked for the IRS and ran away to work for the railroad, which is far more fun. Everyone knows that. So I just have to tell you that Mark, I wish I could show it to you. Mark discovered this really cool AI app that took this photo of Ernie in his cute little overalls and his little hat and a old-fashioned steam engine, and combined them together and turned it into a little film of Ernie waving at us and jumping on the train. It turned it into a little film. It is so adorable. I wanted to show it to you. Unfortunately, we are not set up to do that quite yet, but I plan on doing that because it is so cool and it's so amazing. So amazing. Scary, but cool. All those things. So yes, I wanted to we were kind of playing around with it because we wanted to kind of edit down Ernie's part of the last Late Night Crafty Club, because that was one of my favorite parts of the show. And I just thought how he came together, his little card, his little story was really fun. And quite a few of you contributed to Ernie's little story. And I always find those to be some of the most fun part of the whole crafting experience, the whole fun of Late Night Crafty Club, is when these little projects kind of become storytelling and they become like a little vignette of life. And oftentimes I find that it takes one of the little photos or one of the honeys to kind of bring that to life personally. So I have really, really, really sincerely enjoyed that part. And I've been looking at some of my cards and I was thinking about how going into next year, I was really adamant about making cards and doing these particular cards, my Scrapture cards, is just doing those and those alone in 2025. But I also realize another format that I also very much enjoy, and I will probably I will do it from time to time. I'm not going to say it will be like going back and forth, but I do like the idea of mixing them into because I would love to see some of these in that format. But the pocket art, the pocket pages are also a really fun format. What I love about these very small little like little collages, these small little canvases, is that they are very simple. They're very easy to do. And they're fun. Now, I've not ever really found crafting to be fun. That's just not that really hasn't been my experience. But when I started doing the cards, it became fun. It became easy. So in 2025, going into that year, everything that I do, I want to be doing in these really small little formats because I really want to encourage you and I want to like really expand outward in my brand is really small crafting because I really just want people to um I really want people to that are kind of they're creative but like me they just didn't they don't make it a priority or make it um sometimes things that kind of hang us up, I feel like, are like a little bit of like perfectionism or laziness or like I think sometimes it's also having too much stuff and not really knowing like I think curating your stuff and having like picking out things that really like drive you because like you love them. I think that has a lot to do with getting excited about crafting. Sometimes when you have a lot of things, it becomes more overwhelming to even find stuff or enjoy using them. And I find it for like one thing I noticed is like the way the craft worlds can be kind of set up is that there's so much stuff that's done in like collections of things. So there's very much for a lot of people might feel more like comfortable buying collections of stuff and it's might feel a little uh, you might feel a little more uncomfortable breaking out of that and kind of like bringing just random things together. And I have found that that just is such a fun thing to do is make things that don't seem like they fit together. Try to be eclectic. And the thing about embracing being eclectic is that you go through your stuff a lot faster. You go through your stuff, it really expands your creativity. It strengthens your confidence. You start to learn stuff about your style because you're breaking out of the mold of what somebody else determined. When you're just use kits all the time, when you use like scrapbook collections, as adorable as they can be, if you just use that, you're never developing your own personal style because you're using somebody else's style. You're borrowing their style. And you can make beautiful things and it's not that they can't be, gorgeous and original because clearly you can see albums full of people using scrapbook materials that will all be uniquely individual. But isn't it isn't it interesting that if you were to take one item in that scrapbook collection and marry it to maybe 10 other items in your own personal collection of just random pieces of like upcycled stuff or um, bits and bobs of things, that don't have anything to do with scrapbooking, maybe, and you just kind of mix it together, that's where I feel like your style can come to life. It's not to say that you need to turn your back upon the scrapbook world, not at all. I think there's fabulous pieces in there, but it's fun to break out of that collection world and sort of be able to run wild with seeing pattern and color and developing your own sense of style. Now, this is a very, very, very important to me initiative. Like this is something that I think a lot of women, and I don't know if this means anything to you. Maybe a lot of you don't feel this way because you already feel like you have a style, but a lot of women um, might feel like they don't have a style. They don't have that feeling like they have crafty confidence, or they have a style, or a um like like I think, okay, confidence, and a like a brand to how you assemble things, a kind of template, a kind of trademark to how you like to do something. um and it's always nice to have like some foundational moves to how you do stuff with your crafting. When you don't have confidence, you're not one to experiment a whole lot. It's like trying to learn how to use new things, or add a new layer. Sometimes not everyone is very exploratory, and not everybody just jumps in and uses all the things. Some people are a little bit more, it takes them a little bit more to try new stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, I think that tends to be more my style, and I think there's people out there that are like me, so I speak to I speak to those people at this time. So I just wanted to say that in 2025, that is one of the things that I'm kind of spending some of my time working on, a project, working on an adventure, so to speak, to lead those type of people into building crafty confidence and developing their style and developing their tools, helping them curate things and build a craft space that they're going to love, and build a style book that's going to inspire them because it's built upon things that they love. So I have so much fun ideas. I have so many ideas. I just lack the time to execute all the things. That's the things. So I love that. Yes, right? Annie says she agrees. I've been enjoying curating my collection so much. She began to look at everything differently, puts new motivation into crafting. Amen, Annie. That's exactly what I mean. And sometimes, I have found like one of the things that you can draw inspiration from other areas, other niches. Like one thing I love are women who talk about capsule wardrobes. They'll have you look at your clothes differently. I draw a lot of inspiration from that. You can really draw a parallel over to like crafting. People who talk about interior design. There are so many little parallel lines from other little niches that you can see where it makes a difference. Design is transcendent. So it's very interesting. I like to look at the world of design and see how that correlates to some of the things that I enjoy doing and in my crafting. And I think it's made a really big difference, to make it even feel like the difference between creating and crafting. And that, not to poo-poo the word craft, because I'm not doing that, but it does feel like you're elevating. You're using paper as your medium. You are being a creator. You're using paper, and I think being a paper crafter, you know, is I think that's what primarily a lot of us are. And I know for me, that's where I started feeling comfortable doing it, was in a planner, because a planner felt like you were doing it in these little boxes. There was very much there were boundaries and little boxes that you were filling in. And I felt like that was like, I only have to fill in this little space. I only have to put this thing in a little corner. And felt, okay, I can handle that. I can do that. It wasn't this big, wide open white sheet with nothing there. That was just too much, too much. So, okay, so let us begin, because we're never going to get there. Okay, so I'm going to do my ad a little bit later. I'm going to do some crafting now. So we actually did have the Late Night Crafty Club, not the Late Night Chatty Club. So let's do top down. I did assemble before the show. I have mentioned this before. I have been finding that taking the time before I get started to do some assembling of my pieces has really, really been a game changer. This has just made everything so much easier and makes the process flow so much better because I'm not constantly searching for things. So I went ahead and I put some paper pieces together, just like random stuff that I thought looked really good together. And this is what I have beforehand. This was some stuff that I stuffed into an envelope. I think this was from last episode. I think this was stuff that I was considering using and I still had it in there. So I just pulled that out. So I am going to set all this aside. These are the 3. I've been averaging 3 cards per episode, so I'm thinking I'm going to make at least 3 tonight. So I am starting off with him. While I'm grabbing this, Mr. Chris said I got a plastic canvas starter kit for Christmas. So it sounds like you have some stuff that you have in the works. I know you said you're a digi-crafter, part digital, part analog. Hi, Terry. Hi, Ellen. Okay. Hi, Jonna. I just see you there. Okay. So before I got started, I noticed there they are. I was going to say, I noticed I set some cards down and then I lost track of them. So I'm going to find some paper here that I can use. Brenda says, that's what I like, using a bunch of kits to join together as one, creating my own flair. Exactly. Or as Arthur Fonzarelli famously said, exactamundo. Okay, so actually, I'm going to take a couple cards out. I'm going to take a foundational, one of my Scrapture cards, and this is a foundational piece. So I have these 2 pieces here that I love, but I want to have something to attach them to, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if they could possibly, maybe they don't need to be attached to anything. We'll see. But just in case they do, like that. I also like this blue card, this like the divider. That's pretty delicious. Maybe I also can use a library card. I have a lot of those. You can go on eBay, not eBay, I'm sorry, Etsy, and you can buy packs of library, the Dewey Decimal type library cards. Like people will sell these in packs and they're fabulous. They have like actual writing on them, real typewriter. You guys know, I don't have to explain them to you. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to boomers and Gen Xers. We all know what these are. It's crazy. This is how you found a book when we were younger. Oh, oh my gosh. These were the days. It's funny when I was looking at these, though, the kind of books that I ended up with, it's kind of funny. I was like, so would I have checked out any of these books? It's very interesting. Some of them I would have. There's like a lot of different interested in different social issues and economic issues and throughout my life. So there would have been some. Ooh, this one is not. Is this even? What is this about music? Very interesting. Okay, governing post-war Germany. Notes of my apprenticeship. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I have to read the card and make sure it's appropriate or like make sure it's not inappropriate. I really love this card, and I have a bunch of these too that I bought. Thanks, Ellen. I have to tell you guys, this room just got straightened up today. It has been full of bins and a total mess. The only reason why it's clean is because, and it's straightened up is because of this live. I have been doing nothing but working, since the last time you saw me. And I only stopped to drive up here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that. That looks cool. I like that. How it's ripped like that. Isn't that neat? Hmm. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do layers of this. Maybe okay. This is going a different direction than I thought, but I think that I might like it better than what I thought I was going to do. So I'm going to gently hold this. Okay, this isn't cutting as good as I hope, but it's fine. Okay, so that's kind of neat. So here's the question. Will it look so here's what it would look like. It would be ripped up here and then straight going across instead of ripped. I like it. Hi, Miss Patty. Hey, hi, Miss Bonnie. Bonnie and Patty in the house. Okay, so I have this young man, and I was trying to figure out because what I've been doing is I've been cutting them out of their backgrounds. And I like that, but then there is something kinda neat about having somebody be in their little square too. The problem is these squares are actually larger than I would like. So, I'm gonna take a risk, and, I think I'm gonna cut him out, and I hope I don't regret this. He's one of my favorite cards. I love the look on his face. You know, it's very interesting looking at all these little photo what do they call these things? The little what are these called? They're ah, here we go. Everybody, let's play along. What are these things called? Photo booths. Photo booths. Okay. So the little photo booth, it's very interesting how many people are like very broadly smiling and not smiling. Jonna asked if I drove the RV, and no, I did not drive the RV. I had to drive our car separately, unfortunately. Okay. Oh my, I really like that. Now, the question is, does he look better up here or down here? And absolutely, he looks better up there. I love that. Wow, that looks so elevated. That looks like art. Okay, so I pulled this little tab out. I was going to use that because I thought I was making a card, but this already has a tab, so I'm going to set that aside. These are going to be treated like little scraps for my scrap box because we don't throw away paper, um, especially this paper of this size. This is still totally usable. So into the scrap box it goes. The color combination here is glorious. That is fabulous. It's time to pull out our little ruffles, of course, and then we start deciding which ones go best. So we have like our standard ruffles, and then we have a fancy ruffles. Now, I might I have various kinds. So I have these type, which are like little pieces that have been sewn together at the top with it's like a little piece of fabric. I don't see the right color combination, and that has a weird flower on it. I don't, I don't feel I don't feel he's a flower kind of guy. Um, I love these. These are different types of vintage paper, and they've been layered and also sewn together. We have a lot of lines going different directions also here, so I don't want to be too crazy. there's an American stamp. That is kind of taking away from. So there's a lot of considerations that you want to think about when you're bringing your composition together, right? You want to think about the colors. If they stand out, if it's standing out too much, is it competing too much? Are you putting something down that competes with um, your, what is the word? In the world of art, you have a single focus. What is that? What is that word called? It is your, and you don't want things to compete with it. It's not focus. There's a word for it. Your subject. Your subject. Oh, goodness. Whew. I'm working hard over here. Okay. So you want to be careful not to take away from your subject. Okay. What I like about this one I just laid down is this blue is about the same blue. The dark colors share the same tonality as him. I like it down there. I just don't know. Again, I don't want it to compete with him. I want him to be, he's my subject. I want him to stand out. I don't want anybody to compete with him. Okay, so I think what I might do is just do the lines compete? Maybe the lines compete. He looks amazing right there. If I do this right, this is shaping up to be one of my favorite cards I've ever done. And that's saying something. But I don't want to screw it up. So how do I, okay, here's why I love this. The tonality of this paper is matching the tonality in his clothing. His clothing is actually kind of beigey because of the way that the photo is rendered. It's not really a true white, like a black and white. It's kind of this beigey color. So he actually is very tone on tone here. So this is actually, I don't know what the proper word is, but I like to call it an echo. That's just the made up Corey word. I have no idea what you properly call it, but it's like a little echo. They're echoing back and forth each other there. So I like it. I think that works really well. Do I need a little bit of oomph? I feel like I do want a little something there. Is it something sparkly that I want or something? My next, I have two things I generally like to do, the sparkly stars and the little dots. So these tend to be my go-tos. What I do tend to like is like 3 dots in a row, and I love to put them in a line. I might do more than 3 in this case. Yeah, I might do more than 3. Okay, let's glue this down. Let's start gluing stuff down. That will make me feel like this glue stick is definitely glue stick down. Officially glue stick down. We have that reminds me, you know how we have so many different goodies and products in the works and have been done. I just haven't had ability to release them. We have gotten some new decals made that are going to be released, like we did before, where you order something and get a decal. And that just reminded me because we had a glue stick down made. How fun. Because that's the same glue stick that I said glue stick down. I just picked it up all over again. Okay. Hi, Julie, and hi, Miss Edie. Okay. Let's glue this down. Glue it down. Glue it down. Okay. All right, friends. All right. So we just had Christmas just a couple days ago. While I'm crafting, let me know what do you remember was your best Christmas present you ever got? Let me see. In the meantime, I'm gonna. Oh, I need to get. Is this where I had him? Now I forget where I had him. Okay, I'm tucking him in a little bit, tucking in the top of his or the bottom of his thing a little there. I just feel like he needs to be tucked in. Okay, now we're gonna put the paper. Bye, Miss Shauna. See you on the New Year's show. Shelly K says she's hoarding her golden scissors. Well, Shelly K, I have a friend to go with the golden scissors soon. Jonna says a tape recorder with a microphone, and I would interview my family members. Me too, Jonna. Me too. I tried interviewing my mom when she was doing the dishes, and I don't think I can still remember how that interview went. She, you know what's funny is when you're in the moment and all you can think about is like, I need to get this done. You don't think about how like your child is processing that and they're like so excited to play with their toy. They're in their moment of like make believe and you or your parent is in the moment of like, I'm just trying to get my job done. I'm just trying to adult. And it's later, that you think back at it and you're like, why couldn't they just have made time for me? And it's the same thing your kids probably thought about you, like why couldn't you just set that down? Every time I'm tempted to think that about my mom, I go, well, I'm sure my daughter could say the same thing about me. I'm sure there's times where I wasn't as attentive or, down to play with her. I'm sure I did the same thing. Okay, so I have these army green, like an olive green. Is that the right color? Hey, I always love like a good white. White just always, I can never go wrong with white, especially on that blue, but I'm trying to put it on this white here. So I don't know if that's what I want to do or if I want to go with that really pretty glittery gold. Let me see. I almost missed. Let's see. Hi, Heather. Um, Lee says her best Christmas present was her son. He was due on Christmas, but he showed up 11 days early. Let's see. Um, Denise says her 3 adopted kids that she got shortly before Christmas. Jillian says a beautiful crown ring my father made. The original was stolen and he remade the ring and gave it to me for Christmas. Hi, Miss Kim. She says my daughter was born at 6:30 a.m. Christmas morning, 2 weeks early, 1988. Jonna says, Corey, you remember the Brady Bunch episode where Bobby got a recorder with a microphone? No, I don't. I don't. How do I not remember this episode? I'm sure my memory can be jogged though. There's so many episodes of that show that I remember. Give me an example of just one person he interviewed or talked to with it. In fact, in the Clubhouse, I just shared with you guys the season 1 of when Carol loses her voice. She's supposed to sing like a, I don't know. I guess she was supposed to sing at their church the one time they went, and she was supposed to sing in the choir. and she lost her voice. And I guess it was what Cindy asked Santa to give her mom her voice back. But yeah, I just shared that. I don't remember. Let's see. Terry says the Susie Homemaker oven. Somebody got a Chrissy doll. Well, I wanted a Chrissy doll, but I guess my parents couldn't find her, so I got a velvet doll, the velvet doll. Um, oh, Annie says, I think he had a Sherlock, it was like he had a Sherlock Holmes hat on where he was investigating stuff, if I recall correctly. Interesting. That one I do not remember. I usually have a good memory for dumb stuff like that. If I could free up some of those brain cells for more important things, boy, are there some things I wish I could remember? I would gladly give up my useless TV trivia knowledge. Right? Are you guys with me on that? Okay, so what am I looking for? I think I am looking for um I apologize. I'm a little discombobulated because my supplies were just unpacked today and right before I went live, and I feel like I don't remember where everything is. I don't remember what I was doing with my life. Okay, I think this is what I do. Now, I don't know though where I plan on putting these. Let's have a plan, shall we? So, I love these stars so much. They're one of my favorite things. But do I want them scattered? Because I could do a scattering. I also love things in a row. I don't know what the right move is for him. I just know it has to be the right thing. Now, I could also do a scatter effect like it's a sky. That's kind of neat, like that, as if it's a night sky. Because then it's sort of like a cool abstracty. Is that abstract? I guess it's not really abstract. Um, kind of like that. That's kind of neat. But I feel like something's got to go here without making it too much. We don't want to overdo it. This was something that I glued together last time because I just love the way it looked together. So I'm going to leave that out. So if I find a reason to use it, I will. So I'm looking in my scraps because scraps are such a wonderful thing. Do I want to put a hat on him? No, I like his hat for the time being. I'm good with this hat. I don't want to put him in a funny hat. I don't know. I the look on his face and everything, I don't really want to I'm not sure that I want to do that. Don't know that I want to go silly. Okay, so I'm going to pull some stuff out of here and see if maybe there's something in here that makes me want to do something different here. Whatever it is, it needs to be a little bit, it needs to be a little bit like, I don't know why the word demure is coming to mind, but just something that's not, it's downplayed. It's not like in your face. It's kind of blending in a little bit. Like see how that's kind of blending in because it's all black and white. It's not like in your face, sticking out. I don't want it to stick out. I don't really know. Let me see. Then there's putting this. I have no idea where this map is from. Where's this map from? Mozu. This cool thing about this map is it is exactly the width of his shoulders. All right, here we are. So I do like this. Now, here's something interesting. The more I look at it, the color is interestingly, it is the same colorway as the papers around him. So notice how it's got the yellow, the blue, and the red. That's really neat. And it's the same width as his little shoulders. So we're going with this. It's like mirroring him in a way, like a reflection of him, which is kind of neat. And then I'm going to put these stars on here, almost like it's a reflection of like a starry night. I want them to be a little more random. I might need to put a couple more on. Okay, I have a confession to make. But first I'm going to ask a question before I confess. Okay. Have any of you watched any of the Korean dramas or romances that are on like the Korean series that are on they're on everywhere. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Have any of you watched any of those? You scared me. Oh my Lanta. Hi Diane. Hi Jenny B. Mm, okay. There. I feel like that's kind of random. That's a little bit more random. I like that placement. Okay. Now, let's go find let's go find some stickers. Let's go find some stickers. Now, I need to have the right color of stickers and some vintage tape. Okay, so Shelly K says we've watched a few. We watched the Japanese ones because your daughter speaks Japanese. Kathleen says yes, they're quite addicting. I had to stop. Okay, I now know that there's a lot of truth to that. Penny Hen says yes. Kim says no. Anybody else? Would you like to confess? Um, Hi Sharon. She says yes. I love Korean rom-coms. Okay, if you are just joining us, know that tonight is freebie night, and there is a link that Mr. Crafty has just put in. The link the link he just dropped in there is for you to grab a freebie that I've made. Yes, Shelly K. My mom just finished watching that one, Crash Landing on You. Okay, so good night. Thank you so much, Patience, for joining us. It was lovely to see you. Okay, um, so when my you're welcome, Miss Denise. When I was visiting my mom, we were staying with my mom on her property. She's very much a big she was very much watching those a lot, and I am not one to watch stuff like that. And so I didn't really want to disturb her because that's like her peaceful time. She is a full-time caretaker now, so it's like her peaceful time. So I was kind of like staying away while she was watching. But we went on a little road trip together, me and her, to visit my other aunt. I knew I wasn't going to see her for a very long time because, moving to Washington, who knows when I would see all my aunties again. So I took the opportunity to go visit her. And while we were down there, all of my aunties, all 4 of them, are all now Korean drama watchers. They all watch them. They all talk about them together. It's actually really cute. And so while we were there, they started a series watching them. So I was sort of a captive audience, and I hate to admit it, but I got completely sucked in. And I have to say that if you're going to watch anything remotely in this realm, the Korean dramas or the Korean rom-coms or whatever, they are so sweet and wholesome. If you're going to let your kid watch anything that's like romantic, this is the type of thing that I would be okay with a kid watching because it's so wholesome. I watched a 16 episode series. It literally was like episode 10 before they even had a kiss, and it was like a peck. So I'm sorry. I felt like I had to be on camera. So it was kind of like it reminded me of Pride and Prejudice, where you wait through the entire movie to finally see Mr. Darcy actually kiss Elizabeth. It's like that. They're very wholesome, and they're just very sweet for them. I mean, I had a long conversation with my mom about this because I wanted to know more. But I was very, very invested in this. So the one that I saw, and I believe it to be on Amazon Prime, I believe is where it lives. No, I'm wrong. I think it's Hulu. I think it's Hulu. It is called King the Land. It's on one of the other. It's either Amazon Prime or Hulu. I can't remember now. It's called King the Land. And it is adorable. It is adorable. So, I decided to ask you guys because I was like, I'm sure other women have watched these. I don't watch chick flicks generally. I generally don't. There's just maybe a handful that I really, really do like. And I usually stick to the ones that I like because they're not, they're not silly. They're not, you know, Right, Penny? She says, that's why I watch them, because they're wholesome. They're not like the stuff we watched. They're not even like the stuff we watched when we were younger. I even think about that, like the stuff I watched when we were like when I was in high school, that stuff wasn't even stuff we should have been watching. Movies that were made for us when we were in high school or junior high was inappropriate. So this stuff made in 2024 is like light years away. Like that's the kind of stuff that we should have been watching, where men are so, so, so respectful to women, and women are modest and they act so different. I don't know. It was just a completely different it's a different little universe. Now, I don't know, obviously, being here in the West, I have no idea how much of that is accurate or how much of it is just, the made up world that their movies are made in. But all I can say is it was a very sweet and wholesome story. It was very kind of a little bit like a Cinderella-ish kind of story. So anyway, it was called King the Land, and it was very, if you have ever been curious about them, but they're very addicting. They very much hook you. And that other one, Crash Land on You, that was another one my mom like raved about and thought was really good. It was really well done. They're well written. Um, I will say this, that Korea really does. They're really good in the when it comes to entertainment and stuff. They know what they're doing because their stuff is getting highly imported over here to the West. So there's very much something about it that makes us want to watch it because I think that's what it is. There's so many of us that are so, not just our age group either. I think even younger people are very much captivated by so much of what they're doing, whether it's their music, like K-pop. So I just find it's very interesting. So anyway, just a little bit of little chit chat there. Um, So Kathleen says Netflix. Thank you, Kathleen. It was Netflix, the one that I didn't say. It's Netflix. Okay, so she says yes, and I love that one. It is so sweet. It is so sweet. It is. It is very sweet. It's like a little bit like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, like the way that he acts at first. Um, so yes, Shelley says you're so right about our movies and our time. I was really surprised when I started thinking about it, about all the movies that I could remember. Like I sat there and really thought about it. And I'm like, I don't know that I can think of a single movie made for us in our age, like in our time frame, that was made for teenagers that was like appropriate, that didn't have something, you know what I mean, that didn't have stuff that wasn't, I don't know. That was really weird. And it's all because I watched this thing that made me realize, good grief, what is going on? Thanks, Jonna, for reminding everyone to give a little thumbs up. So, Ellen says that she really enjoys the Korean and Japanese shows on Netflix. So, I got him to this point, and first of all, these little index card dividers, they are so yummy. They just like elevate your card. They're like more special than just the index card level, it's even better. Okay, so where I am. So where am I in Washington? So I am we are sorry, I just noticed oh, Chris says, as my mom always called it, Nextflix. Nextflix. Ellen says, I go to share movies I liked as a teen with my daughter and I cringe, right? That's what I realized, like my daughter was younger, I realized looking at some of the movies that I watched, I was like, oh my Lanta, I never thought about it until the things that I would have to explain, or that we were looking at. How did I watch it? Like I didn't even understand some of the stuff in the movies that we watched. So many things went over my head that I can't even believe they were in our movies. um, awesome, Bonnie. I'm so glad you liked them. These progressive readers are so wonderful. I love them. I wear them all the time. I don't think I'll ever just wear prescription glasses again, because I feel like they're just a waste of my money now. I find that these just solve all the issues. Yes, Kathleen says YouTube has a ton of Korean and Chinese dramas. Um, yes, Heather, exactly. Like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club. As much as we love them, and like as like dear to our hearts as those are, they still have stuff. They still talk about things that you're like, So yeah, I mean, it's like the cow's out of the barn, but if you had it to do over again, you realize like there's stuff that that I didn't understand, or like probably was too young to be, processing if I had it to do over again. Um, so what was I saying? Okay, so we are on Mark's parents' property. That is where we are nestled away at the moment. And I think this is probably where we will be for the next, who knows how long. They're so sweet, and they're very eager for us to stay. So we'll see how long it takes before we get kicked out of here. We'll see. Maybe the city won't notice us right away. I don't know. It's amazing to me how all of these cities are just so the way they are now, about things. So I don't know. Their property is pretty big, and we're really tucked off of the drive, and it's kind of an interesting area because it's very suburban, but it's also rural at the same time. So it's not like we're in a rural area also. So we're kind of off the road, so people can't really see that we're here. So we shall see. So the Mrs. Kravitz report will be, we'll have some interesting reports. I did talk to Mark about it, that I will have to, I've actually was thinking about what kind of report I will be providing, what my topics will be like, because this is a strictly, this has got a very specific kind of action going on here. We will see what the Mrs. Kravitz report can pull from this area, from this property, because I really can't see much of the road. So I can say this: I do have two types of birds that come use. That there's a birdie buffet out of this window. There's like an apple tree that they come to eat off of, and then I have a birdie spa out of this window. It's a huge rain puddle that they come to bathe in. So I have that going for me right now. So that's what I have so far. So that's what the oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of it. The Kravitz report has up my sleeve in 2025. What will I be able to provide and my father-in-law said, I'll give you my email address so you can send it to me. I'm not sure if he thought like it was for real. Like I was a real thing. So I have my first subscriber. Yeah, so I'm thinking I might need to actually create a real Kravitz report, because I think that would be funny. I don't know. We'll see, but I have my first subscriber. Let me see here. Julianne says, I now cut out a lady from a photo booth card. I added vintage tape strip and punched a tab out of a map page. Nice. Woohoo. How is everybody else doing with their crafting? Are you crafting? Is there stuff going on? Let me know. Right, Erica, she says there's so much rain, so you'll be well supplied. I cannot tell you guys how glorious it is to sound like the sound of rain when you live in an RV. It's very different than when you live in a house. So just rain, rain, rain. Plus, when we wake up in the morning, it's still super dark, because it's very dark here in Washington. I kind of forgot how dark Washington actually is when it's, when it's the rainy season and then it's dark all day. It's dark at 4 o'clock when the sun's going down. So I have missed it. So I am so happy. So happy. I don't know. I'm not a real Californian. I have never claimed to be. Everyone kept telling me the first time I moved here, "Oh, you're going to hate it. The weather's so terrible." And I could not have been more happy when I lived here. The weather is just absolutely cozy. I am a cozy person through and through. I never realized it because, growing up like I did most of my life, all my life at that point in California, growing up in San Diego of all places, and then in the Bay Area, these are, the Bay Area has probably got a little bit more of a temperature, a little bit more seasonal than San Diego. I wouldn't have known how glorious cold is, like real cold. I would never have known. I was just asked if I should be top down. So Annie asked, is there a scroll cam? There might be. At this point, I don't know. Maybe in the future, but the problem is where we're parked, we're literally like squeezed in where my father-in-law wanted us to park. So my window is now like butted up against like a tree. So come summer, I think all I'm looking at is a tree. Maybe there'll be a squirrel in it. That would be so cool if like I ended up in the tree. Wouldn't that be great? So I don't have a view. Like I do have a view, but not really. But we'll see. I'll share with you what my view is. Absolutely. But yeah, maybe we'll get the scroll cam out the other window so you can actually see something. There's an orchard off to my outside the other window so you guys can see that. That will be far more interesting. So let me show you what I got going here. Okay, so I looked through my box and this was the little enamel dots backing that came with a package of enamel dots that I got. Oh goodness. Okay, I can't find the dots, but let's just pretend it was these, okay? So this was the backing. I took it. I took my little I should have just did this on camera, but I was talking. I was I was too busy talking. I took this, my little template. I snipped it 3x5. This is what I have left. I have this paper. I think this is Chinese writing. It's torn. I folded the little edge so it would line up with this line like this. Here's a cute little couple. I love her little floral, like she's got this floral print dress on. I am lining them up so this little fold goes over that gold line like that. And then I have one of these little things here. It's got like a date. And then I'm stapling it like so. So that's the basis of it. So now I'm going to go back and add color. I'm not done with him. I'm just setting him kind of to the side for the moment because I want to let this rest for a second. I want to see what I want to do. Now, with these guys, I want to add some little pops of color. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it behind. I probably could have done this beforehand, but that's okay. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. What do I want to do for the color? I don't think I like this after all. That is that's the thing. Erica just said that being here her whole life, she definitely says that uh sometimes you got to have some sun. I need some sun. It gets so dark very early, here because it's just I would assume this is probably the same way in other parts of the country in the wintertime. It just gets very dark. It's very gloomy. I I'm guessing that this is just typical for winter weather. There we go. Okay, now it's kind of looking up. This feels like a country song, doesn't it? Doesn't that feel like like a country song? It embodies the classic country song. Okay, so I'm just kind of building a little thing here. Okay, so I'm gonna put something, I want to fill something yellow. Do I have the right kind of yellow? Maybe this. Okay. Ooh, Kim, also in the UK, I am feel so lucky to have so many UK girls here across the pond joining me. She says it's got that foggy, damp day going on in the UK. Okay, so we got a little color going on. Kathleen says, my husband and I looked at each other earlier and said, it must be time to go to bed. And it was 6 p.m. That's what we have been very confused by, how it feels like it's time for bed and we'll look and it is that early. I don't know what happened when we came up here. The light up here is so much darker, but you are not hearing me complain about it because as you all know, I've made it very clear that I was definitely not, I was just not a I'm not a good fit for California. I'm just not. That heat, I can't wait. I have not experienced a Washington summer in too long. As you know, I feel like a lot of our, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like quite a few summers were more here in Washington than elsewhere because that's where Camp Reset has been. Okay, I'm just trying to find a place to park my little sticker there. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna keep putting this somewhere until I find the right place. That's kind of fun. I'm just building some color on it is what I'm trying to do. I'm going in here now for some dots because I feel like this needs some like something a little bright and sunny, something a little happy or um so what colors do I got? Do I want to do some the problem is it's got this kind of butterscotch, so I can't go like a sunny yellow. I gotta work with that, which this is actually one of my brand colors. I absolutely love that butterscotch color. So there's no complaints here. I just need to make it work. Ooh, this is where I'm going to put these 3 dots is right underneath this. This feels like I'm crafting. Okay, so now I need to do an ad. I know I've been talking. I'm all talked out. Um, okay. Is this like a 3-dot situation or is it more like 4? It's like the Tootsie Roll question. Okay. Look how cute this is turning out. I think you should challenge yourself to use up some of your packaging. You know, like even the enamel dots come with these little packages. Challenge yourself to use up with the packaging. I like this one because it said simple stories on it. So I kind of felt like, oh, that's kind of a cute thing, like it's like a title for my little story here. I thought that would be cute. So think about that. Maybe that's like a creative prompt. I should keep that in the back of my mind as a creative. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up this thing that says glossy enamel dots, I think, with this little, I'm going to wrap this around it and staple it on here. Okay, staple. I'm not going to glue it down at the moment. It's just going to, so that's what I got so far. And then, so we rescued a lot of product from our storage. So we have that with us. We had some Reset Your Goals kits. So we rescued those, which is fun. So I was pretty excited about that. Okay, so these are going to go sideways like this, but ultimately I just thought that was like a really cute, something different. It's going to get stored like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with like, putting the card in a different orientation. I mean, I guess I could turn it if I wanted to. I don't think because when you pull the card out, you can turn it in any way you want to look at it. The cards pretty much, they're living in a box for the most part, but don't feel like you can't have a card that works this way too, especially because if you really want to, you can display your cards. There's all kinds of little ways of display, and let me see if I have anything in my. Um, I had to tuck lots of things away when we got packed up to travel. And when I pack stuff up, it totally gets shoved into different little nooks and crannies. So I don't even know where I have a little display worm. He holds, let me see, maybe he's in here. I don't see him in there. He usually holds my stuff. But if you have like a little thing to hold a card, you could always, hold it up. So uh anyway, that would be an option of doing your crafting too, is doing it in a way is it's going to ultimately be in a different orientation. Okay, and I think did I plan on giving I think I had a tab set aside for them, and it was going to be an alternative to it was either going to be the wood one with the flower like this, which feels very country, or I think it's going to be that one. Yeah, like that. So this is the meaningful set of tabs, and I feel like it needs to have the backing so it's more substantial, which these are the pop tabs that we have in our shop. So they pop out of the paper, and then this glue stick is not looking good either. I think that's another glue stick that needs to be tossed. So these two little tabbies, hi Sherry, these two little tabbies are getting glued down. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this so that I don't have the white showing. I'm gonna put that on towards the back, and I'm just gonna glue. So I'm gluing it on the lower edge down here and gluing it down so that that is like this along the bottom. So this is the card like that. I wonder if I should just turn their photo around. Let me see. Especially if I'm going to put a tab on it. I feel like, now that I've put a tab on it, I need to get a staple remover. I don't know. Um, I don't know if I've ever had one in here. Okay, let me just turn it this way. Why is it feels different now? It's not a lot different, but it just, I don't know, it seems a little different. Hmm. I don't know. Now I don't know. Undecided. I can't decide. All right. I think it's a good time for an ad, don't you? An ad? Did you guys want to see my ad? I act like it's a real thing, like it's a real ad, but okay. I think I'm gonna go back to my original configuration because I don't know, there's something cool about having them in this way. So there. Okay, much better. All right. You are gonna get um let me get my okay. Sometimes I will look at something long enough until the right word comes to mind. And I said that this song made me think I'm sorry, that the picture made me think of a country song. And I just wanted to have one word that to do for this to put on the tab. So the word I am putting on here, which is appropriate for the time of the year as well, is the word harmony, right? Being in harmony. That's a good word for. Okay, let's do an ad, shall we? Okay. All right. So today's sponsor is the Reset Girls Clubhouse. So our monthly membership is about to get a lovely makeover. And I am rolling out brand new content that I am thinking that you guys are going to love. And it is about to um I'm going to be rolling it out shortly. The top tier membership. This is what I wanted to show you. So this is going to be something that will be included in the top tier membership, and it is what everything is going to revolve around. This is a product that can also be purchased in the store. So if you wanted to buy it to do it on your own, you certainly can do that, and I hope that you would. This is going to be called the Cozy Craftivity Journal. And our theme for January is fresh beginnings. So we're going to have this is an 18-page journal, and there's going to be a exclusive live stream that goes with it during the month. And there will be content in the Clubhouse that also revolves around it. And so this fun little printable journal has a fun intro to the year and your year in review. So this will be specific to January. Every month will have a different theme. So there's a journaling corner and your year in review, and then your word for the year and how it shows up in your life. So there's going to be a way of like keeping your word front and center and making sure that you're thinking about how your word is showing up in your personal growth, in your creative practice, your daily living, and the connections in your life. And then you have a self care journal. You have a gentle goals dashboard because we're going to take a different approach to goals and be very gentle with ourselves so that we don't end up quitting right away, that we approach goals in a very sustaining way. So there's going to be that. There is a gratitude board. There's a habit tracking board. There is what we're going to be calling a it's a creative challenge in the Clubhouse that everyone will do. Everyone has access to. The theme for January is the Fresh Beginnings Creative Challenge. Here is an idea bank. Here is the photo challenge and the prompts. This is also going to be accessible by everybody in the membership. But this is all encapsulated in the journal that the top tier is going to have. And then here is your January documented page, and then your wrap up. These should look very familiar. I've given them a makeover from what you guys are used to. So this is all about helping you to. I kind of have been asking the Clubhouse, what are you? Where do priorities lie? What are things that you wanted to stay on track with? So I'm going to be doing an exclusive live with the top tier membership that is about accountability, checking in, seeing how people are doing. If they want to share, it will be an interactive live if you want to jump in and share with me and talk about how you're if things are working for you. But this between the journaling and the creative exercises and challenges, there's like different ways of doing that. They will change each month. The creative challenge will change. This one is a very specific one. And then I've given you more ideas on how to do small crafting. So you have plenty of ideas and ways to interact with your word for the year. You'll be prompted to do that every month so that you'll be keeping that front and center. And so you won't get lost. You'll have your goals in front of you, and you'll be encouraged to approach them in a very gentle, self-sustaining way. Because we all know that I think especially our generation comes from this very like hustle, get it girl. And I am as much guilty of that as ever, anybody. I think it's just been really built into our mindset from just years and years and years of programming of handling goals that way. But I've been reading a lot about, trying it from a different approach, and so I really wanted to see how we would do and keeping each other accountable, and doing it in a very approachable and a way that is just like more compassionate to yourself, because there's so many life events and at the age that we're all at, there's just more challenges that we're all going through and unplanned issues that we're experiencing. And what we tend to do is just quit and back burner those issues and not pick them up again. So this is about making smaller goals, keeping them very gentle, small, and doing them in smaller baby steps. Getting them done, but doing them in smaller steps. And so, someone like myself that would, encourage you to keep them small. And I will be showing up every single month, in the pillar level. To do that in a special live stream. So this is going to be new um, your new content for pillars. You will get this as part of your membership, and you will be getting a art print of some kind to display. And then the member level, that price will stay the same, and then you will have access to the photo challenge and the fresh beginnings challenge. So the clubhouse will be getting like a little mini makeover, and it will have some different content in it that will align with this structure. So if you want to purchase this separately, you will have the option to do that at any time. If you are in the other level and you want to just try it out and see if you like it, and then if you wanted to upgrade, because it will be less expensive to upgrade, you can. Or you can just do the challenges and do the other, and just partake in the fun that is the clubhouse, and continue doing the other live streams that we will continue doing, with a little fresh twist. So we are doing some fresh things in the clubhouse, because I know that uh, one thing about our community is that people love switching things up, having changes. It always invigorates the community when we switch things up. So this is what we're going to do: is we're going to bring in that self-care, the gentle goal setting. So whatever your priorities are, whatever they are, you can still prioritize those, still set those, and then we will continue. And we've done this before. A lot of you did the Goal Getters Club and all of that. It's the same framework, but now I've created a really, hopefully, what I think is a really great journal, a 30-day journal, and you'll get a fresh one every single month. This is what I have spent every waking minute of my life working on, trying to perfect something that I thought would be really beautiful and functional, and something that you would enjoy doing. And so I have them mapped out so that every month you will have something really exciting to work on. And so every month, when you get into the clubhouse, you guys will have a fresh creative challenge and a fresh photo challenge. And the thing I love about the photo challenge is the photo challenges are really what made me the reset girl on social media. It's what made me excited about posting on Instagram. I used to first I was doing 1, then I was doing 2, and then I was doing 3. And that is really what made me post so much, is because I was doing them and I loved them. And I grew to fall out of love with Instagram, but I loved taking photos and I loved that so much. And I wanted to encourage you. I think sometimes people love crafting and they love the idea of it, but I want to encourage more people to share what they craft. And I think if you can take good pictures and feel like you're taking good pictures, that you'll be more willing to do more documenting and more scrapbooking, more memory keeping. And some of the crafting that I have suggested, in here will involve some of that. So it's just little tips along the way is to encourage you to document even, for a lot of us is kind of like our ordinary mundane life. Our ordinary mundane midlife life. But it is our life. We are living our life. And so there are lots of little things year in, year out that we could be documenting. And so I think there's a lot of little fun things. I love sharing tips about stuff like that. So I think that it could be fun and it could improve that aspect of, it's creativity in and of itself, and you might grow to love it. So who can say? So, so that's what we're going to be doing. This is the first little view of it. And I'm going to be doing a little live stream in the Clubhouse to share with pillar members what more in depth about it and how it's going to work, changing over to that content. So if you are in the membership and you are a pillar, I love your little face. Thank you so much. And I will be sharing this with you shortly to because you don't have to do anything. You can just stay where you are, and I will be coming to you and bringing that all to you. But if you have not joined the membership, it is going to be very self-care focused. It's going to be very creative focused. A lot of what I do here at the Late Night Crafty Club, I'm just going to be bringing that into the Clubhouse, and you'll have a community to share with. Our member level is $5 a month, and you have access to monthly photo challenge prompts now, and you'll have a fresh beginnings creative challenge will be January's theme, and you'll be with like-minded crafty girls. So it's a lot of fun. This is a wonderful community. Most of you know each other. It's the same girls for years and years. So anyway, we will, well, Susan, she points out something. I don't believe that I have finished any project since 2018. We should have a finish project in 2025 to pick one thing that you've never finished. And like that could be your project that you work on to finish it. Because I think all of us could say that, like that could be your late night crafty club thing. How many of you have something you wished you could finish? Actually, Margaret was working on her 2021 Camp Reset junk journal, I believe. That's what she's been doing on the Late Night Crafty Club. She's been plugging away at it. So I think that would be a great thing to bring to the Late Night Crafty Club is those little pesky projects that you don't seem to get around to finishing. There you go. See, there you are. There's Margaret right there. So anyway, it is available. So Jackie, I'm going to be launching the new Clubhouse. January 1st is when everything should be live. I'm just segueing into everything new. I'm going to get all of this into the hands of our current pillar members. So that will be going into effect January 1st. So we're just a few days away from it. And then so that'd be a good time to join because January 1st is when the journal starts. So anyway, and make up a UFP list. Hi Amanda, UFP list. What's UFP? I don't know what that is. So if you are currently a pillar, the new content, I'm going to be trying to get that in this weekend. I'm trying to debate whether I'm doing a live stream or just posting it, but just explaining, that this is the new stuff and this is what we're going to do. So I just need to get it in there. So I will, so I'm going to be doing that. I believe this weekend because I need everyone to have it in their hands before January 1st is my goal. So anyway, that unfinished project. Okay, thank you. So anyway, that's my ad, and that's in the works. So you will be seeing that as being a new ad that we run all the time at the beginning of the Late Night Crafty Club is going to be the membership because the content will be changing each month. There will be a new theme And that's pretty much what it'll be kind of focusing around, and it'll be something really fun. So unfinished projects will definitely be something that you'll be encouraged to bring to the Late Night Crafty Club going forward. Okay, let us get back. Let's see, what time is it? Let me see. 6:50. We're doing good on time. We started at 5. Doing good on time. Okay. So, let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. Mhm. Okay. So, um where was I? I have him. So, I I feel like he's a Jerome. I don't know why. I just keep looking at him and he's a Jerome. These feel like Kate and Ed. I'll write it on the back. Oh, that's what I'll use on the white space right here. Kate and Ed. So that will be here. And this is Jerome. I'm going to put his name on the back because I have now realized that it's very easy to forget somebody's name because I didn't mark his name, and now I don't remember what it is. So I need to brighten up this card. I need to figure out what I want to do that. Is it scraps of paper? It could be. Um, Ooh, I have some little pieces in here that have gold. Take me to the desert, grateful. When I get a chance tomorrow, I will be posting probably I have to get all of the details all worked out. But I'll explain the new way we're going to do the levels because I want to probably write everything out. So I will explain how we're going to. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonna. Sorry. I forgot what camera was on. Okay, sorry. I'm going to thank you for reminding me, ladies. Ooh, this says under the stars. That's pretty. Did I not do it? That's showing it's.
Oh, sorry. I'm 40 seconds behind you.
Oh, okay. Um, I will get I'll get the details that I can do in the Clubhouse. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. I feel like some of this gold level is needed here. Oh wait, but then it would compete with the champagne here of the little. Oh goodness. I don't want that to compete there. Okay. We got some trouble here. What do I do? I want to put this up, but now it's going to compete. Shoot. This is all like I don't know if this would bug you. Maybe I'm being too picky, but for some reason it really bothers me when there's two competing types of gold. So this is like a warm gold. This type of gold is really warm, and this gold is like it's called champagne, and it's more of a cool type. It's like a bit more silvery gold, if that makes sense. And they don't I don't know. I don't like the way they look together. Oh, I thought that was gonna be really cool because I really like some of the words on here. Not there. But now, see, the iridescent part even competes in my mind with it. I didn't like it. So, uh, what am I gonna do? Let's go a different way. Have we got See, these are all that pale color. What I was looking for was color, so that's not a good idea. What are other ways of getting color in here, Corey? Think, think, think. Okay. Again, it's still not, I almost feel like it has to be something really bright to give it a pop. Hmm. Which is, good night, Shelly K. Good night, Kim. So let me know in the chat room if you have. Oh, do I have colored word strips? I think I might possibly have colored word strips. Have you chosen your word for the year? And if so, what is your word? Or do you choose words for the year? Maybe you do not. If you are choosing a word for the year, let me know what that word is. Okay, I do like this. I don't want to go over there. I do like the color. See, this card has so much potential. I absolutely love him. What does it need? Like it doesn't need much. I don't want to force it. He just needs a little, I feel like he just needs some color. Um, ugh, find out my, whoop, I just bent that. Hello, Miss Susan Rushton. Okay, so Joanne says renew. Shelley says abide. Amanda says intentional. Hello, Miss Robin. She says relationships. Margaret says prior. Oh, Margaret says wellness. Annie says she's still deciding. Susan says self care. Well, see, Susan, it sounds like a perfect time to join the membership. Um, there you go, Erica. I agree. Fun. That sounds like it. Um, Heather says hers, she's going with a phrase, move in silence. Julie says breathe. That's going to be her word. She took oh yeah, I remember that. The Dayspring word of the year quiz. Ray, hi, Miss Ray. She says her word is whole. Shelley says abide. Jan, hi, Miss Jan. Her word is intentional. Okay. So if Miss Amanda, the only level that's going to change is the mid level. So but I'm going to post more information so that people can decide what they want to do if they want to change levels in the current membership. I'm giving you guys lots of heads up because most people, the majority of members, the billing cycle does not change until like the first week of January. So you have there's the majority of people. So but I cannot speak to each individual person's date. So I'm trying to get that information as quickly as possible. I just had to finish the details of like the book and everything to make sure that I had it all done. I'm going to have as much information as I can into the Clubhouse this weekend so that you guys will understand the changes I'm making, and so that you can decide: do I need to stay where I am? Do I want to move? So you will have all of the info, what's going to happen. Chris is going with determination. Edie is going with contentment. Sherry's going with kindness. Lisa says something along the lines of don't procrastinate. Does anyone have any suggestions for Lisa that would embody a word that says don't procrastinate? Right, Amanda? I hate having FOMO too. Nobody wants that. Uh, right, right, Jackie. I just want to see. I know, and that's the risk I always take when I share stuff ahead of time when I don't have it already. I know that I don't want to torture you, but I explained to Mark so much that I'm like I have to give him a heads up as soon as I can, so that they're ready, because he doesn't understand. Planner girls have to get their planner in their hands before January 1st. They have to. So I had no choice but to tell you, I had to give you a heads up as much as I possibly could, even if it meant I didn't have all of my little ducks in a row, because I understand. Um, I feel like as much as I just cherish my banner whimsies, my banner, it's not banners, Corey. They're little whimsies. My little whimsy arrows, they're not the right fit. So I see date labels, I see my journaling labels. I must not have everything. I don't think I have things set up any way I used to. I think all my stuff is just sloppy, just thrown into boxes. So I just don't have the right things in here. Jerome, you need color, sir. I don't know what you need. I gotta think. What do you need? You need something. There's just, I don't know what it is. I don't want to, I want his card to be awesome, and it's just not there yet. Okay. Um, Julianne, the membership is currently open. It's just the new content has not been released yet, but it is open. You can join it. However, the mid tier is going to be changed. So yeah, I would wait. I will have it all updated very shortly. Let's see. Determination, Denise is going with. Jonna is saying move. That's a pretty It's a strong word. If you don't want to procrastinate, move. Joanne says proactive. Heather says momentum. Julianne is saying something else. Sherry Susan says no FOMO. Exactly. Brent says joy. Sherry is suggesting diligence. Julie Stanley says intentional. Yes, Jackie says I'm so excited to have room to collage again. Amen. Susan says promptness for do not procrastinate. Lisa's going to take all those suggestions on board. My Happy Place kit has pink word strips. My Happy Place kit. That is not driving. That's not ringing a bell. I can't remember what the Happy Place kit is. My Happy Place kit. My Happy Place. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. I'm going to come back to Jerome. I'm going to I do not want to mess that up. I don't want to regret doing something to his card and in haste. And I swear to myself that I will never do that. Is just do it for the sake of being on camera and being like, oh, I got to do this because the show, because people are watching. I promised myself I would not do that to any of my cards, that I wouldn't just rush them. And it doesn't mean that I'll have cards that I equally love. Some cards I can admit that, like, I don't love every card equally the same. Some cards are just like, oh, I love this card. Like this sweet girl. Do you remember this girl? I just could not make her work. I just couldn't get her moving forward. For some reason, I just stuck. So I never did anything with her. But I haven't given up on her. She's just ended up in this little tray. I don't want Jerome to end up where she is. He's definitely in a way better place. I absolutely love where he is. I just want him to be a bit more, you know, a bit more. I just can't. I just don't know. It's not today. Plus, I don't know. I need to look through all of my supplies, because this is what you want to do, right? You want to do a little bit of evaluation of what supplies you have. You want to make sure you got everything at your disposal. What if I don't have everything? I could put, like someone said, washi. I need to evaluate my washi. Maybe washi is what he needs. So I'm just going to put him, I'm going to put him off to the side. Good night, Chris. Good night. Good night. Good night to Janice. And hi, Miss Stephanie. Maybe a number. That's an excellent point, Lisa. Maybe a number. You know, this spot right here where there's this little half circle, this looks like a good place for a number. I wonder if I can get this to come off. Maybe I have regrets for putting this on here. Ooh. I'm going to see if Mark can get that off with perhaps his, he has a trick where he uses a little blow dryer sometimes to try and remove things. I have a little miniature blow dryer, and I'm going to ask him if he will try to get that off. Okay. I am looking for this. Anna says, use my signature pink washi. So I will look for that. So as I was saying, remember how I was saying that we had more tabs, more of those really pretty gold foiled tabs we sold out of. So we have more tabs. We have more stamps. We rescued more stamps. We have more Faith Girl kits. So I have a bunch of Faith Girl products. I wasn't able to sell much of them before because I couldn't get as many out of the storage as we had. So I have a bunch of those. If you like Faith products, I have a bunch of them. So like stamps and all that. So I got all of that. We have a bunch of that in the car. Okay, so speaking of the car, this was the first time Mark and I have had to drive anywhere, drive the RV, on a lengthy trip like this in separate vehicles. Um, we had a 4-hour trip. 1 4-hour trip is all we've done separately. So this was like this trip took us 3 days of driving 6 hours a day. Mark doesn't like to drive at night, so every day we had to, you could only drive about 6 hours. It's pretty long when you're driving the RV. It's very stressful also driving that. And we were also driving 101, which is notoriously very windy. If you've ever driven it, you know what I mean. It's windy. It's also one lane in lots of parts of it. Uh, it was raining a lot of the time, so it was moving very slowly. The reason why we chose to go um, that route is because they were requiring chains on part of uh, the pass, and we did not want to have to put chains on the RV. That would have cost a small fortune to acquire them. So we decided to just drive an alternate route, which added way more time to the trip. So it was pretty brutal. I'm not going to lie. It was a really, it was a hard, it was a hard drive. It was hard to drive alone. I am not used to driving. I'm not used to driving. I'm not a very good driver anymore. All the years, I will tell you this, when you stop driving, as much as I have, like years of not driving, I drive very, very seldom. You lose your driving skills. It's much harder to drive now than it used to be. Um, I have now learned that. So, it was very stressful. It was stressful trying to drive, uh, try to keep up with somebody in an RV. Always stay right behind him, not be separated. Um, so it definitely was. It was not fun. Anyway, it was not fun. It's not a fun drive. And I was very, very, when we got to one rest stop in California and we had no connection, phone connection was completely zero, flatlined. And so we both realized like if our car wouldn't start, if something wouldn't start, we would literally be trapped because we wouldn't even be able to get a signal to call anybody. So we're like, please let this not be the place where we're trapped forever. Um, so it was a very stressful drive, having a car that was not reliable. My Our minivan has a computer issue that causes it to have not not drive. So yeah, you didn't know if when you started the car if it was actually going to drive that day, if it felt like driving. So it was very it was very it was not a fun trip. It was both of us were really happy to make it here. It's just I never want to drive again. And we drove straight to the storage and we just started unpacking the unpacking because we basically tried to bring everything we could out of the storage sheds that my mom has allowed us to put all our stuff into. We tried to bring everything we could all the time that we've been down in California. We brought all of that storage up here. So we have everything. And now we have two storage facilities. So now we will be working on downsizing. So we will be selling a lot of what now I finally have access to all of my stuff. So I will be putting stuff up for sale that I've, talked about, stuff that I have. Um, putting up for sale things that I have in my own collections, like my Kate Spades traveler notebook kits, um, all kinds of stuff that I have that I don't need. Okay, so Julie Ann says she's going with the word believe. I just looked down and saw that. And Julie, yes, the traveler notebook kits that I have mentioned multiple times, those are I did grab those, and then we have access to the rest of the stuff in our storage. So all the stuff that I have wanted to sell off, get into your hands, I have access to everything now. We now have both storage units full of our stuff. So I will be able to get my mitts on them. So I like this. This is fun. This is like the scrappiest little card. Worry less. That's what this says. Worry less. Yes, I agree. That'd be nice for a change. I feel like all I've been doing is worrying. I have been I worked on Christmas. I worked on Christmas Eve. Have worked every single day, all day, every day, working on trying to get the clubhouse um like figured out. What am I going to do? So I this is all I have been doing with my life, and I really I hope that I I built all of these sheets that I did, using new to me technology and stuff. So it was like I've been learning how to use stuff that I'm not used to using, and it's been really fun learning all of this because now I'm designing. I'm designing all these new things, and I've been sharing them with the pillar members. I've been offering them, as freebies. I've been making all of this stuff for you guys. I've been using my design skills with Canva. So it's been really fun. So I have a whole new collection of like scripture cards. I have a whole new collection of quote cards. I have all this stuff that I have not premiered in our store, but will be soon because everything has been about the clubhouse. Everything's about the clubhouse. Jonna, I am going to start an eBay store. I'm going to sell off so many things that I have, all kinds of Bibles, books. I'm even thinking about there's a YouTube channel that I love. I've been loving watching. She she goes to yard sales and stuff and resells things. I was even thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? I should just start doing that. I should just become a reseller. Is that too much? What if I took away this? What do you guys think? What if I took away that and just had this sticking out as the tab and not use that? This is a scrappy card. Isn't this fun? Is like um not okay. Maybe it's easier to see if you don't see like that. Anna, I am staying in Washington for a while. We are definitely not going anywhere. And Sherry, I'm so glad to hear you say that because I am definitely. Oh, oh, you guys, I also found a box of little boxes that I bought to make Scrapture card holders. So I wanted to see like how long would it take me to collage some of those boxes up? So anyway, very excited. Diligent is the opposite of procrastination. I am a procrastinator, but I definitely think procrastination is definitely it's definitely for certain reasons. People procrastinate for certain reasons. So it depends on why you're procrastinating. Some people procrastinate because they are perfectionists, and you get this idea in your head that if you can't do it perfectly, you find yourself unable to start because it has to be done perfectly. Some people are procrastinating because they simply can't get themselves organized and to sit down and start. Like it's so much anxiety. The thought of sitting down to start, you already feel like you're set up to fail. I feel like I get there. I'm just gonna do this like this little wonky way. I broke my own rule. But wait, I think this glitter paper, this glitter is like it's the warm glitter, like this is warm. I think this one is different. I don't think it's champagne. Am I wrong? Am I breaking my own rule? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Wouldn't that be funny if I made a big deal about the other one and then I'm like fine with this huge scrap of it? But I guess I should just take the advice here. Worry less. Care less. It's not a big deal, Corey. Just who cares? All right, so here's a bunch of scrappy paper that I like. Just practice scooping up stuff on your desk and just stapling it together, gluing it down, right? That practice just grabbing stuff and not thinking too much about it. See what happens when you just um do that. Have you ever just done some scrappiness? My favorite collages, and I pin a lot of collages on Pinterest, but my favorite collages I notice is when people just seem like they just grab like bits and pieces, and it looks so random and unintentional, and I have no idea how much like thought they even put into it when they did it, but I don't know. I feel like it seems the best when you've just put such minimal thought into it. It seems like. Oh, the other thing I totally forgot to mention the journals that I'm doing, the cozy craftivity journals. There are add-on pages. So if you miss the playbook that we used to do, there's some add-on pages that give you the playbook experience. Yes, I totally forgot about those. I don't have them printed out. That's why I forgot about them. I forgot to print them out. I am a hot mess. The Hot Mess Express. Um, wow, that card came together like that. And it's a lot of fun. This one was definitely all about color and scraps. Now, I want to do something with her, but am I going to make a big deal about this one too and then not get anywhere because I took too much too much. Let's see what happens if I Okay, let's go here. Let's try. Okay, there is one, two. Okay, so I'm going to be meeting up with you guys on New Year's Eve. If you want to meet with me, I am going to be having a live stream from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And on here, on this channel, it's a special little New Year's Eve soiree. You can do your self-care. You can do whatever you like. Bring whatever you like. It doesn't have to be crafty. We can play a game. We can oh, you know what? I don't want to put that there. Okay, I like that. All right, here's my woo. Okay, I feel like I'm not even finishing my sentences. Okay, so on New Year's Eve, the 31st, I'm going to be doing a little New Year's Eve soiree from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out with me, and um, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if it'll be crafty. It could be. We might play a game. Oh, maybe we'll play a game. I got a game. I thought it could be fun. It's like a card game that I forget the name of it, so I'm sorry about that. But it's a game that is for 4 age groups to deliberate. Like it's a card game for 4 age groups to play together. It's a game designed like a trivia game for boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Zs to play together so that like 4 generations of obviously mostly like family members could play together. I thought that sounded so cool that I had to try it. So I bought the card game. And what if that would be a great time to break it out? So let's do that, right? So I'm gonna break that out and ask some questions from that because I know we don't have any Gen Z, but I know we have a few millennials. Mostly primarily Gen Xers and with and we have boomers. That's our mix. Okay, so here's my two, which I love these. Look how scrappy they are. I feel like they're totally made up of like just like your scrap box. Isn't that fun? Love this. Now, Jerome here, he needs something. I just don't know what. I want him to have some color. What I'm going to do is like, I'm going to see if Mark can get this piece of tape off here without ruining my paper. I don't know if it is possible because I now realize that when I was talking, I actually started pushing the tape down harder. I shouldn't have done that. So I'll see if it can be done. If it can't, it can't. I'll have to live with it. So I'm gonna see if I can do something else here and see if that is a better workaround. So I'm gonna leave Jerome in a state of like we'll see, and maybe I'll finish him on New Year's Eve. I think that's what I'll do because I don't want to. Oop, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to push it. You know what I mean? So that's my plan. I loved like Ernie. Ernie just flowed. Ernie flowed together. La Garza. He came together, and then this little sweet girl. Look how cute she turned out. She turned out so cute too. I loved her. This is another delicious little card. So I just need to figure out what to do with these. But I think because I'm just loving this, I just think that I want to mix it up and I want to make other size cards because I love making the cards so much. I'm like, wouldn't it be fun to do a 3x3 or a 3x4 and then like slide them into the pockets? So I think in 2025, I want to mix it up and do a mixture of like sometimes I do pocket art. Sometimes I do the Scrapture cards, and I think that sometimes I'm going to do my cozy craftivity journal because there are actually I built some pages in here to do some stuff actually. And there's going to be a activity page add-on that you can purchase separately if you want to. I wanted that to be optional. So there's going to be Dress the Honey page. There's a word search. There's the mood board. There's coloring pages, which are divine because they show like stationary stuff. And so there's those extra pages that were like very favorites in the playbook. So that's an add-on that you can add onto this and make it a really like very much a craftivity book, which is why it is called the Craftivity Journal because it is more than just a journal. It's more than goal setting, it's self-care, it's giving you creative ideas and crafting prompts, but then you can add that option to it, which will be fun. Bye, Margaret. I hope to see you on New Year's Eve too. So anyway, that is what is coming next is my putting all that information first and foremost into the Clubhouse, and then as soon as I get that all set up, I will then get it into my newsletter. So if you are not in the Clubhouse, we will have it set up so that you can join, and we'll have the two membership levels that will be available. So that is what is going to happen. That is what's going to happen. That's what's coming up. How do you update to pillar member in the Clubhouse? Miss Christie, apparently, I was talking to Mark about this. Mighty Networks does not make changing your level easy because I tried to do it too. It is not simple. So we're trying to figure out how to make it easier for you, how to tell you guys how to do it because it's not easy to do. So we're going to see if we can make a simple like step 1, step 2, step 3 because you can ask Mighty Networks what to do, and like you ask the app how to do it, but it is a little tricky. So I will work on that. I wish I could just tell you, but it isn't that simple. So we will get that straightened out. That's part of one of the steps of posting all that information is knowing that the mid and bottom level, those two levels might want to change because this is going to be awesome. And if you want to have that delivery every single month, you want to change the level. And then, so how do you do that? So we will get all of that information to you when we figure that out. That's a very long answer to your question. Um, So, our club. So I'm sorry. The Late Night Crafty Club will be at 6 o'clock, not 5 o'clock like normal. It'll be at 6 o'clock on New Year's Eve, which I think is that Tuesday? I don't even remember what day it is. So I think it is Tuesday. And am I spinning? Am I grainy? If I'm um oh well we'll miss you, Miss Brenda, but let me know if you can always watch the replay. Yeah, let me know if I know I wish I had more answers for everything related to the Clubhouse. I just really wanted to get the journal in front of your little eyeballs so that you knew something exciting was coming. And because as more eyeballs, the better, because I only get so many chances to get in front of you guys, and I have a captive audience. So here we go. So, anything else? Anything else? Anything else I had to tell you? Okay. So, if you are in the Clubhouse and you have not been checking your mail, the month of December has been a very happy month for you. I have been delivering a gift to you every single week in the Clubhouse. And that is for everybody in the Clubhouse. Every week there has been a new gift. I have been giving you delicious goodies. So be sure to check your mailbox, your inbox, because all of the content in that whole mailbox is going to go away at the end of the month. We're going to be cleaning up and changing everything out. So go check your mailboxes. I'm going to be posting a little reminder to everybody to grab everything. But Tuesday, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tuesday, the 31st, is the 31st will be the last day um, of hopefully of how our old clubhouse, and it'll be moving on to the new clubhouse and new fun content and new exciting self-care, creativity, and gentle goals that will be having you focused on what your priorities are in your life. So just whatever those things are, whatever they are. And there's lots of lovely women. So if you have similar goals, you can work on them together. You can be accountable to each other. and I will be doing, I will be gearing the content in that way towards the journal I'm putting together so that you feel supported and that, that we're working towards using our creative gifts. And I'm obviously making suggestions towards very simple crafting so that you are utilizing your things. We always have stuff to use up, right? So, okay. Okay, it is 7:30. So I think that's a wrap. I'm gonna sit with Jerome and I'm gonna come back to him. I'll probably have him on Tuesday. I'll just work on him alone and then we'll do our fun game. So we'll play a game and there you go. So gentle is her word. So if you guys are looking for gentle goals, not the hustle, no no whip on you, no one no pushing you around and no beating you up because you failed. We're not going to focus on the failures because I don't when I think about it, that doesn't really that doesn't really encourage me or get me further along. All of us are, I think it's easy to beat yourself up over stuff. So this will be a new approach to it is trying to the same way that you would be very encouraging to your kid or your friend. You wouldn't let your friend beat themselves up if they didn't do well at school or they didn't do well at their job. You wouldn't be that way with them, but somehow we're so much harder on ourselves than we would be with someone else. So we're gonna be right, Jackie. We're gonna be slow approach. Just that's my favorite thing to do when January comes. Just have a slow planning and slow goal setting, slow choosing of the word and all that stuff. I feel like I personally tend to take January as that time to do planning. I don't tend to run out on January 1st with everything planned. That's the time I do my planning. So if you are the same way, then yay! That's that's what we can be doing. So if you are going to be here on December 31st, I would love to see your little face. We'll play a fun game together. And hi, Julie Kaufman, I see your little face. I'm happy to see you. And on New Year's Eve, we're going to be playing a fun little game, finishing up my little crafting. Finish will be what we will be doing here in the Late Night Crafty Club next year. We'll be finishing up projects because that's a great way to do stuff here in our little clubhouse is do our finishing up projects. So start thinking about that. What kind of projects do you have, whether it's the Reset Girl projects or other projects that you have not finished? That this is the year. 2025 is your year that one project, pick one, get your eyes on that prize, pick one project and tell yourself this is the year that project's going to be finished. So whatever that is, maybe you want to pick something easy. Pick the easiest project so you can get an easy win. Easy wins build momentum. And when you get that one done, you might feel the momentum to get another one done. So pick the easiest one if you think that will help you, galvanize you, get you excited. Pick an easy project to start with, and maybe that will catapult you to the next project. So let us use Susan's as as an inspiration to all of us, and use 2025 as the year of finish, as the year of done. All right. Okay. So I love your little faces, every last one of you. And I was just so happy to see to see you all show up. And I'm sorry that I had to reschedule with very poor communication on that. I had such poor connectivity when I had to do it. Um, we couldn't do it in excellence. So I'm sorry and glad that you're here. I shall see you on Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I love your little faces. Thank you guys so much for being part of my life. I love you. Be rested. Get crafty. Mwah. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Once I click the button, you'll be gone. Mwah. Bye, everyone.
Gather round, it's Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Glue sticks ready, let's make a plan. Planners and office supplies in hand. Honey half-seas and whimsy arrows. Crafting magic like true heroes. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Doodads and gumballs, let's create a scene. Join the club where we live our dream. So grab your scissors and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers, got a list. In this crafty paradise, our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper so smooth and buttery. Scrapture Cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? Gather around, it's Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage take, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layering circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers, got a list. In this crafty paradise, our dreams coexist. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper so smooth and buttery. Scrapture Cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show?